Hi guys, it's Sylvia and I'm back with another video. Today I will be making a video on 10 things that I use to cope with losing someone to death. It's kind of a deep video and it might be a little hard, but I wanted to talk about it because it's something that I've went through and a lot of people around me have gone through. I have lost multiple people. I've lost my older brother, Timothy, to gun violence. He was a paraplegic and he passed away in 2017. I lost one of my friends to suicide. Her name was Amia. I lost her in 2018. And then I've also lost another friend. His name was Javon, and I lost him in 2019 of this year, at the beginning of the year. And then I also lost another friend. His name was Sam, to gun violence, and he passed this year as well. I've been dealing with a lot of death, a lot of friends and family, and a lot of crying and things like that. I wanted to share for people who are going through the same thing as me. I wanted to share something that will hopefully help them cope what they're going through and what's going on and how to get through it and how to just understand yourself, understand what you're going through. These things are not exact and I don't know if it'll work for everybody, but these are just some things that I do and that I use and things that I thought about and things that I had to work through. And I'm not perfect. I am still working on these things. Obviously, when you lose people, it don't just go away in a month. It doesn't just go away in a year. It doesn't go away in 2 years. These are people that you have to live without for the rest of your life. And yeah, it can be hard sometimes. And I just wanted to share my experiences and things that I can actually speak on. So here we go. Number 1, I highly recommend that you cry, you scream, you get everything out. Do not hold anything in, like nothing. No matter how tough you think you are, how hard you're trying to be, you need to cry. Because if you don't cry, it's going to come out later. And I promise you, it has happened to so many people. Like, and getting everything out, it just makes you feel a lot better. When you hold in crying, it just feels like a weight. When you hold in like wanting to scream, it just makes it feel like it's something in your throat. Once you release all of that, it makes you feel a lot better. Like, crying really helps. Crying helps in the healing process. Number 2, reflect on the person's life and the memories that you made with them. When my brother passed away, I reflected on him a lot, and I really thought about everything that he did for me, everything that we went through, all of my memories with him, all my good memories, all my bad ones, all of the times he picked me up for rehearsal, all the times he bought me food, all the times I helped him up the steps, everything. I remember the love for him that I had. I remember the love he had for me. I remember everything that I've ever talked to him about, from my relationship with my father down to the relationship of my brother, down to the relationship of my grandmother, and remembering him and always keeping those memories close to me, and even writing things down, looking for pictures and all of that. I did all of that and it was so great. It made me smile a lot, but it also made me sad, which made me cry some more, but it was getting me through. It was getting me through. Number 3, surround yourself with positive people. This is a big must. You must surround yourself with positive people. Going through something like that can really put you in a hole. It was a point in time after I lost my brother that I tried to isolate myself and just be by myself and be by my lonesome and really get into my thoughts, which put me into a depression, which I had to dig myself out of. And it was hard because I was pushing people away. I wasn't letting nobody in. I wasn't trying to talk about it. But as soon as I got past that and was around my peers, around my positive people that kept me uplifted and kept me talking and kept me going, it was easier. It was a lot easier. Being around positive energy definitely lifts you up. I had people who could make me smile, who could make me laugh, and it's something that I needed, because when I was home, I wasn't smiling a lot. I wasn't around anybody. I was in my bed a lot. I was sleeping a lot. I wasn't eating. Being around positive people who helped lift me up, who helped push me to keep on going, and it really helped. Just because they don't know what you're going through and can't feel your pain, but they can definitely sympathize for you and try to make you better and help out as much as they can, if they're really your friends or whatever you would want to call them. Yeah. Number 4, I recommend that you talk about them anytime is needed. Don't ever be around people who they'll feel like you just need to move on. Don't ever try to be around people like that, even if they're your closest friends, because a lot of times when you go through stuff like this, you realize who your closest friends are. You realize who you are. I lost friends during the process of me burying my brother. During the process of me recovering from losing my brother, I found out who was there for me and who wasn't. But don't be afraid to talk about this person. Don't be afraid to talk about what happened. Don't be afraid to just reflect on your memories out loud to someone else. Sometimes I know I talked about him because I wanted people to understand who my brother was, how much he cared about me, how much he cared about his kids, how much he cared about other people. Usually when you lose somebody, you're like somebody who made an impact in your life and had a place in your heart. So don't just try to forget that person, get their existence, because they're watching over you. Just know that they're always there and they're watching you and they're with you every step of the way. Number 5, this is something that I used to cope with what I was going through. I would suggest that you make sure that you see your loved one last time before they're buried, if you're able to. I was able to see my brother one last time before they closed his casket completely. I also got to see Amia. I also got to see Javon. I also got to see Sam. I also got to see all of them before they closed their casket completely. Sometimes they don't look the same. It was just something that I needed for closure, to make it all real. Sometimes that can help because people are in denial. They don't want to believe what has happened, and they still don't fully believe. And like, that was something that I had to do to really see and really understand that these people were gone. It's like they weren't coming back. And that's like a reality check for me to do every time I lose somebody. Yeah. Number 6, forgive. My brother was murdered, and for a long time I was angry. I was very, very angry at the person who did it. It was really hard for me to like forgive them for that. I just couldn't comprehend. I couldn't understand the reason behind why he would do that. Like, why would you kill my brother? I don't understand. Why would you kill my brother? You didn't know him. You didn't know the type of life he had. You didn't know his kids. You didn't know his siblings. You didn't know his mother. You didn't know his family. You didn't understand how much his family needed him. Like, what in your right mind made you think, oh, I'm going to kill this person? My brother was in a wheelchair. And it's easier said than done, but I have done it. I have done it. I have forgiven this man for taking my brother's life, because I felt like if I dwelled on this man wanting him to die, I just felt like I was putting negative energy out into the world. I don't wish death on anybody. I don't even wish death on that man who killed my brother. I don't wish death on nobody. I forgive him. I didn't want him to run my life. I didn't want him to run my life. I didn't want to give him my energy. I didn't want him to give him my thoughts. I didn't want to give him my time. It is easier said than done. I'm telling y'all, it's easier said than done. It's a lot of self-talk. It's a lot of writing. It's a lot of talking about it to other people. It's something that will come. Whatever is for them is for them. Karma is real. So whatever they're doing now and they feel like they're getting away with it, just know that later on, when they're least expecting it, they're gonna get exactly what they deserve. And that's just that on that. I'm going to forgive him and move on and live my life as best as I can. Number 7, pray. Talk to your higher power. Honestly, I used to pray that my brother made it up there safely. I used to pray that he guided his spirit to wherever it is that he needed to go. I prayed for my family. I prayed for myself. I prayed for my mind. I prayed for my mother. I prayed for his kids. And I asked that we get through this, that we continue to be strong. I prayed for Amia's mother. I prayed for my friend Jocelyn because that was her best friend. I prayed for everybody in my school. I prayed for Sam's sister, his mom, his whole family. I prayed for all of them and thanking God and asking God and everything. Just pray, and I promise you, your higher power will deliver. Okay, I look at it as everything happens for a reason, and I talk to God and I say, I know you did this for a reason. I know you did this for a reason. You didn't just do this for nothing. I ask God for the patience to understand why. I ask God for the patience to understand why he did what he did. What is it that made him say that I had to go through this in order to get where I need to go? And I'm still going through that process right now on why. Yeah. Number 8, I suggest you find a craft or task that helps takes your mind off of it. And losing someone could be a very possessive thing. Like, it could possess your whole mind. Like, the thoughts in your head, they can be very overwhelming. Like, I know losing people, and in my mind, trying to comprehend, trying to go through that, it was a whole nother thing. Me having dance was the thing that got my mind off of it. Dance was my outlet. Dance is what helped me get through it all. Like, it took my mind off of it. The four hours that I was in rehearsal, or the hour that I had out with one of my friends or something like that, it really helps. Find something that's going to take your mind off of it, even if it's for 5 minutes, even if it's for 30 minutes, because everybody needs a break. Your mind is going to get exhausted. You don't need to think about something like that 24/7. Number 9, I highly recommend that you talk to your teachers and that you take as much time as you need to recuperate. I made a mistake of going back to school before I was ready, and then my teachers assuming that I was there, like assuming that I was there mentally and assuming that I was there emotionally, and like I was really learning and taking everything in, which ended up making me fail 2 classes my 10th grade year that I am still making up today. Make sure that you communicate with your teachers, with your principals, all the staff of your school. Make sure that you communicate and you let them know what's going on with you. Do not let them assume that you are okay. They don't know because they're not going through the same thing you are. Do not let them assume. Talk to them, communicate, let them know, because the last thing you want to do is be repeating the grade or recovering credits because they thought you were okay just because you was in school. Number 10, which is the most important, it's the most harsh one, it's the hardest one. Don't stop. You can't stop. The world does not stop because your brother died. The world does not stop because your friends died. The world don't care. You cannot stop. You have to stay strong. You have to stay strong. The world is not going to stop for you. And if you just stop right there, you're going to fall into a hole that you're not going to be able to dig yourself out of. They don't know who you are. They don't know who your brother was. They don't know who your friend was. They don't care who you was. When somebody die, they're hiring somebody else right in their spot, right in their job. You have to know how to use these things and help yourself cope with what's going on, because they're not going to care about anything that's going on in your life at all. And I'm not saying that you can't have some time for yourself to grieve. You can. You can. You have time to grieve. You will have time to grieve, but you cannot stay down there forever. You have to know how to pick yourself up, and you cannot put it on nobody else. Your mother cannot pick you up. Your boyfriend, your girlfriend cannot pick you up. Your cousins cannot pick you up. You have to know how to pick your own self up off of that floor. Good. You cannot depend on other people. You have to depend on yourself. That was something that I had to learn. I had to learn that I had to depend on myself. I couldn't depend on nobody else. I couldn't let nobody else have that power. I had to have that power for myself. So I had to go back to the drawing board and figure out what it is that I had to do in order to get myself together. I struggled with anxiety, and I struggled with insomnia. I couldn't sleep. It was just a lot of stuff that I struggled with, and I felt like I needed other people in order to control it. I feel like I don't need nobody. I can go to sleep by myself. I can calm myself down and stop an anxiety attack by myself. I'm not going to need nobody. It's just something that I know how to get through. And that's why I made this video, because I wanted other people to see what I do. Because a lot of people call me strong because of the things that I've been through and how I've come out of it. And it's not easy. It's such a process, and it takes so long. And I do feel myself growing, becoming stronger and stronger every day that I deal with it. I hope this video helps someone else out there. That's it for this video, guys. That was 10 things that I use to cope with losing someone to death. I love everyone that supports me. Make sure you continue to smile, and anything that you're going through right now is not going to last forever. And thanks for watching. Hi guys, it's Sylvia here. Make sure you subscribe, follow me on all of my social medias. Thanks for watching, and if you have any other questions, comment them down below. Bye!